with a pond filter review, if you want to call it that, or okay, let's try that again. This is part 2 of the pond review. Just had my big finger in the way of it. Right. I did say at the beginning of the video that I think I bought the wrong one because it was really underfiltered. Is that the word, underfiltered? It was too small for the pond, which I've obviously come to the conclusion that it is. But it's just my sheer stupidity, really. I didn't know what I was doing. I'm new to this sort of pond hobby thing, and that's it basically. So there you go. So I will show you a little bit of what we've done. You know, I didn't even know that this garden had its own little bit of a private wood, and we'll show you that in a bit. But it's getting there. It's going to be a lot of work, but it's slowly getting there. Right, now this is the pond 3000, pond 6000, Pond Hero 6000 with a 3000 pump. And I didn't even realise this area here is going to be a bog filter in the end, I think. I'm going to see if I can save all them stones, all them pebbles, hopefully get the blocks out, because they're huge, and make it into quite a big bog filter, which hopefully will be able to keep the pond a bit more clearer. But there'll be another video on that very shortly, because I think I'm going to have to get a contractor in to do this, and this, and the pond. As you can see, the pond is still quite green. It's what been, it's April. April, May, June, July, August. It's been 4 months, so. But the worst thing about it is, I sort of reinstated that old box filter. I bodged it a little bit, but they're all going to change very shortly. As you can see, the tape just off it leaking. And I found that there was an old pump in the pond, which I never thought would work. And it's here. And it was a really good pump. I think it was 10,000 litres an hour. I'll tell you the name of it in a minute. Oh, a Jabeo filter pump. But as I say, I found it in the pond, and the other pond's not been used for what, 3 months? 8 years, I reckon. It's been. I took the pond out, took the filter to pieces, cleaned it up, plugged it in, and voila, it worked. That was what, 3.5 months ago. Didn't expect to find a filter pump in the pond, and I think that filter pump was the original one for this box filter. So I changed, and unfortunately it's due up the ghost on me. But I mean, it had been in the pond for at least 8 years, and I was really surprised that it worked, and it gave up the ghost after 4 months, 4.5 months. But that was going 24/7. So if any of you out there have got a decent pump you want to sell me or give me, I really don't mind, because I'm getting down. My pond needs to be clear. When I had the Jabeo filter pump on there, and it was going direct to the box filter here, it was actually spot on. The water cleared within 24 hours, and there's no UV on that one. So I had that pump, the Jabeo pump, going to that box, and supposed to be 3,000 litre pump going to this one, and that's got a UV in it. I don't know whether I can see it. We shall try. I don't know whether you can see it. Oh yeah, there you go. You can see the little bit of a blue light there. And it worked brilliantly. So I had my UV there, and the filter pump, which weren't brilliant, but it was okay. And I had my main pump in there, which was brilliant, but unfortunately it's blew up, it's gone, it's kaputted. I think my mistake was it had a lot of, well, I'll show you, I've chucked some out of the pond. It had a lot of this in. I think it's the actual pump sucks some up. And I was warned. I said if you put weed in like that, you need to keep on top of it and cut it down. So my own stupidity now, I've took all that weed from that end and left some at this end, which you can't see. The pond's still losing water. It goes down about an inch in a week, maybe 2 inches. No, maybe a bit more, about 4 inches in a week, but then it stops. So I'm assuming somewhere around that edge of that liner there's a leak. But the bonus is that I can do a water change every time I come up, because I have a built-in hose. I know people say, oh, it needs to be dechlorinated and everything, but I ain't that bothered about that. I've been doing it since I come. And the fish are fine, they ain't dead. It could be a reason why the algae is growing there, or the pond's green, but I don't know. And the best thing about it is this lawn. Now my plan was to get this lawn done for the end of summer, and I did. I dug all the brambles out. It was hard work, it was pretty much really hard work. And I did it though, but occasionally I do get the odd bramble and weed come back up. Can't even find any in the grass. I took them all out yesterday, but I'm not that bothered about that, because somebody told me that bramble don't necessarily like being cut all the time. And there you go. Bramble. A bit more bramble. But yeah, I couldn't get every single root out. It was really hard work. The bramble had been there for years, and it was really bad. There was lots of roots in it, lots of thingy, oh, it was horrible. It took me ages to dig it and get all the roots out, but I did my best. I'm quite reasonably pleased with the way the lawn is. My goal was to get a lawn on this bottom terrace before the end of summer, which I did. And I'm actually mowing the lawn now, which is good. I did start digging this, but here this has proved hard work. It's back breaking, to be honest. But I am trying. I will get it done. So I've had a little bit of a break. Here's a question I meant to ask everybody. If anybody knows, what is this plant? I know it's some sort of ornamental grass, and this is shite. This is another thing that was growing through the garden, not the ornamental grass, this. And this is probably one of the worst plants you can have in these states. I thought we'd got most of this out. This is something else. I wouldn't, and it's growing up the grass. It does that, but I didn't even realise that was there, so I have to get that out at some point later on today. I can't remember the name of the tree or the name. It's mad, it goes mad. And if it's got no to climb up, it just spreads. Ridiculous. There you go. Well, this is another project I'm on about. I did say this garden had my own private wood, which it has, believe it or not. Well, wood. A couple of big trees in there. Yeah. and now we're in the process of tidying this up. Under there, that bag is my shredder. Fortunately, we can't use the burner anymore. Well, we can use it, but we have to be a bit more reasonable with the neighbours, because we have been threatened with council, and that's not good. Even though, if it's your own property, I didn't know they could stop you, but no, well, we'll see. So we won't be burning it, although now I'm having to shred it all and cut all the big bits into manageable pieces. It's working out expensive, well, not expensive, time consuming and noisy, but I'm not allowed to fire, so, and I suppose we have to be a bit reasonable. I mean, I've been threatened, and they haven't actually done anything with the reporting us to the council yet, but they have threatened it. So I see, I've got to stop and fence panels there, which I obviously need to replace. Which I will be replacing. Gravel board with 2 gravel boards and 6-foot panels, and these here, I think I'm just going to have to try and... Okay, here we go. Right, I don't know whether but I did say I've got some plans to repair this fence as much as I can. Oh, there's a chunk of bread there. Looks like somebody's been feeding the birdies. There you go. I don't know on the last video, in the last bit of the first half of this video, whether you've seen how much was here, but my wife, bless her, has done a grand job on sorting it all out. But we have still got a few tip runs to do, and I don't even know what I'm gonna do about this massive bow. I don't even know whether I can replace the fence, or if I do replace the fence, have I got to get rid of all the edge at the other side. Either way, I think that's going to be a big job. But there you go. I've trying to kill some of the ivy up the trees, because in my opinion the ivy probably kill the trees before the rot does. Because as you can see, it's slowly dying. Same on this one. Look at the size of this root. That's ivy root. You can see I've sawed it. You can see that I've sawed it, and hopefully this will die eventually. But I do want the ivy to die. I've still got to get rid of all this lot here. Big chunk of wood from the old fence panels over here. So I've got to get rid of this wood. It'll burn pretty quick, but unfortunately we had a bit of an issue with some of the neighbours saying, well, one of the neighbours in particular, the others ain't too bad, saying that we shouldn't be having a fire as much as we're having one. There you go. This is obviously composter, which I am definitely going to reuse, because I do like a bit of gardening. I've got a plan for this as well. I think I might have a little bit of a vegetable patch here. Perhaps beans on this side, one of beans on this side, and maybe peas on this side. But I've got to dig it over and get a shitload of these maple roots out. There's loads of them coming from that tree there. That's a big maple. Seems to be going all over the garden. But never mind. I don't know whether I showed you the knackered greenhouse. This was Dave's pride and joy. This greenhouse and this garden. And the shed. and underneath that's where I was shredding. I might video some shredding actually. And to my surprise, don't know whether I showed you this either. I found another pond just there, which I intend to clean out, reuse or use it as a wildlife pond eventually. But it's all time and money at the minute, and time is literally killing me. I can only come up Friday night and Saturday and go home Saturday night because fortunately Tony has to work on the Sunday, so I can't even have a good couple of good days on the garden. But eventually it'll get done, and I'm pissed off with this. I don't know. That tap there, bottom of the filter where you drain all the mud out of it. We had a lot of wind a couple of days ago, and I actually found my lid over there by the fuchsia bush, and my brown mop bucket, which you can see there in the distance, which I usually keep under there for cleaning, had blue. It had some water in it, had some weight in it. Had blue, and it and ended up in the pond and knackering the pipe that held that tap on. There you can see there, it's way too short now, so I've got to do that. But considering the water's really quite green, I don't know whether you can see the little fishes swimming there around about. Just about see them. I fed them this morning. I love that floating thing. I do intend to get a fish feeder. I'm thinking of putting a fish feeder just here and screwing it into them thingies so it don't get blown away, because it gets very, very windy up here. I don't know whether I showed you my knackered pump either. My knackered pump, and thanks to some fellow off one of the koi forums that I'm in, he's actually giving me a new pump. Well, not a new pump, he's giving me his old pump, which is 7,500 litres, which ain't bad. And I really do need thingies so I can get my big filter box up and running, because when that's up and running, in, I don't know, maybe a day, if that's 7 or 8 hours, the pond is clear again. I'm going to see. I don't know whether you can see the one with the red nose. I am trying. That's a koi. That's Mrs. Finn, the one with the red nose. I've got a Mr. Finn, but I don't see him very often because he's bluey grey. And he sort of moulds with the bottom of the pond. Hopefully he's still in there. Hopefully he's alright. That's my first two koi, and there's some weird looking goldfish in here. They don't look like goldfish, they look like common carp cross goldfish. They're very weird. I don't even know what they are. And there's one just starting up there. I don't even know what they are, but there you go. So, I don't know. More work. I'm going to go and pick that pump up today. It's only in Mansfield, just down the road. I think it's Mansfield, a little village. I think it's going to cost me some beer though, but hey, I ain't going to grumble, it's for free. I don't mind giving the man 4 or 5 bottles of beer. Budweiser's his favourite drink, but I've only got Corona in the fridge, and I'm not buying any. But there you go, I need the lawn mowing. Fucking brambles. See them? They're doing my head in. Keep coming up. I keep pinching them out. But they're still coming up. But it were a massive bramble patch. So I can't really, I did expect them to come up. I was sort of hoping feed, and weed would do the lawn. But unfortunately, it's a bit weird. I might put on someone later if it warms up. The bramble is doing my head in. There you go. Now I've got to start digging this. It's massive. Over 100 metres of garden, including my own private wood, which is at the top. But I will get it there eventually. And that's out of the filter, mapped out of the filter. And that's my water butts. Yeah, ideal like the water butts are for cleaning cleaning your pond filters out. Well, your filter mats and your filter media, because it's rainwater and doesn't do no harm. Just rinse them quickly in there, put them back in the filter, which I'll be doing later when I get my new pond. My new pond pump. But there you go, and that's it for today, I think. That's definitely it. Well, I hope you've enjoyed the content so far. And thanks. So I hope you've enjoyed the content so far. And thanks for subscribing. If you want to see more content like this, you know, give it a thumbs up. Comment or thumbs down, I don't really care. But comment either way. I am going to try. I think one of my plans in the near future is to do this little bit here, like knees really digging and membraning. There you go. Okay, that's me. I'm done. Thanks for watching, and I appreciate your interest. Bye for now.